This right here is an example of 5 pounds of fat. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how this small little digital food scale has helped my coaching clients drop anywhere from 20 to 30 pounds in only 3 months, up to 40 to 60 pounds in only 6 months. And so if you're somebody, you're tired of stepping on the scale and the weight's not going down, or you're tired of losing weight just to gain the weight back, this is a video you don't want to miss. And so with that being said, before we dive into more about this electronic food scale, I want to talk real quick about a step that needs to happen before you get to the food scale. Because one of the mistakes that I see most folks make is they go right into measuring their food, but they're measuring their food improperly. They're not measuring the right amount. And so what we want to do instead is this. You want to know your daily calorie intake. So you want to go to Google, type in Total Daily Energy Expenditure Calculator, or TDEE calculator. That way you can get a base amount of calories that you need to eat on a daily basis. Now, if you want to drop weight more aggressively, then you need to reduce it by, let's say, 500 or 600 calories. If you want to lose weight a little bit more moderately, a little bit more comfortable, right? Then reduce it by, let's say, 300 or 400 calories from the initial amount of calories that that calculator gives you. If you want to remove all the guesswork, like my clients do, that's where you can join a coaching program like mine, because I do help my members with nutrition. That's the main thing that allows you to lose weight, because it's 80 to 90% of what's required to lose weight, okay? So with that said, now that we have the daily calorie intake, we want to understand the percentages of your proteins, carbs, and fats. You know, if you're not sure what that is, proteins are things like fish, chicken, steak, beef, ground turkey. Most times it's meats, even eggs, right? Egg whites. These are your proteins. And then you have your carbs, which can be things like, you know, rice, potatoes, and oatmeal, or even like your fruits and vegetables. Those are carbs. And then we have our fats, which are things like avocados, olive oil, avocado oil, walnuts, cashews, almonds, things like that, okay? The reason I'm breaking these things down before I show you everything with the scale is because you can measure out your food the right way, but if you don't get this first part right, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna be like frustrated, like I've seen hundreds of people, okay? Because at this point in my career, I've been doing this over 15 years, and I just see it so frequently. And so I wanna save you from the headache, okay? And so 40% of your overall calorie intake should be right around about 40%, okay? Give or take right around 40%. And then the other 60% should be 30% carbs and 30% fats, okay? That's what the percentages should look like when you look at your overall daily calorie intake. 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats. You do that model right there, it's almost impossible to go wrong, okay? That's how you drop body fat and lose weight, okay? So now that we have that part out the way, let's get into the measuring part, okay? And so with that said, this electronic food scale right here, it's not all that pricey. All right, you can get it for 10, 15, or more than 25 bucks. If you buy one that's more than 25 bucks, you just being bougie. Ain't no shame, but you just, hey, you do what you want to do. It don't have to cost that much, okay? And so with that said, a couple of things. When you measure this, let me just turn it on. You press the little tare button, okay? You press the little tare button right here. It says on tare. And then you want to measure it in units, right? You want to, what's the units you're going to measure it in? In the United States, more than likely it's going to be in ounces, right? Because a lot of the food, like even this salmon right here, I got from Whole Foods right here. When you look at the label on it, it shows you per serving is in 4 ounces, okay? Per serving is in 4 ounces. And so with that said, most of the food that we typically see in the United States, you'll see it in like ounces or cups, all right? In other countries, they may measure it in grams, but that's the simplest, easiest way to measure your food, in ounces, okay? And so with that said, when you're getting ready to measure out your food, I recommend you measure your food after you've cooked it, okay? After you cooked it, because sometimes the food that you may cook, it may have a little bit more fat on it before you've cooked it. And so you want to make sure that what you're getting ready to put in your body, you measure it after it's been cooked, because it could be less than what it was before you cooked it, okay? And depending on what all foods or like ingredients you're adding to it, it could be more. You get done cooking it. And so what you want to measure is what you're getting ready to put in your body. And that requires measuring it after it's been cooked, okay? And just know this, There's some coaches and trainers out there, they may say measure it beforehand. You know, some like myself, they say measure it after. It won't make a significant difference, all right? It's not gonna make a dramatic difference, okay? But if you just want one of like best practices, measure it after, all right? Measure it after you cooked it. And so, you measure it on here, you wanna make sure you push the little tare button, and you'll see that it says like, it's zeroed out right now, right? So just double zero, right? And some people, they will put their food on this scale without having like a plate or a bowl on it, okay? Which is totally fine. But if you do put a plate or a bowl on this scale, just know that that plate or bowl weighs something. And so you're gonna have to zero it out again, press on tare to make sure it's on zero, and then put your food on the plate or the bowl, or like in the bowl or on the plate, okay? After you've zeroed it out. And so that way you can get an accurate reading of what the food weighs, okay? Now that we got that out the way, this is by far the most efficient and effective way to know without a doubt how much you're actually eating. You can measure any type of proteins like I listed out earlier, your meats, any vegetables, any fruits, even like rice and oatmeal, things like that, potatoes, any of your healthy fats like walnuts, cashews, and almonds, things like that, okay? That's the best way to measure it. However, y'all see I have these little measuring cups right here, right? This isn't gonna be the most efficient way to measure, unless it's like a liquid, something like liquid egg whites, okay? If you're gonna be measuring eggs, like I would do it in like a electron, and do it in like a cup like this, okay? With liquid egg whites, or something like oats, you know, oatmeal. A lot of times after you've cooked oatmeal, or even before you've cooked oatmeal, you're just adding water to it, right? You're just adding some water to it. So that's totally fine for you to like put the oats in here, pour the water in there, and then you'll see how much it is, and then you just cook it, okay? The other way you could do it is after you get done cooking it, if you know your oatmeal is a little watery, you just put it in here, right? And that way you can measure it out. But this isn't gonna be the most accurate, this one or that one, this big one right here, won't be the most accurate in terms of measuring things like nuts, like walnuts, almonds, cashews, or like fruits, you know, because there's like little air pockets when you're cooking, when you're measuring your fruits out, right? Or even your vegetables. Some people, they might, you know, pat down their vegetables inside these little cups. Other people, they just kind of like put it in there without patting it down. And you can see how it could be like inaccurate if you measure it with one of these, or like the bigger one. And that's why I say the best route is gonna be electronic food scale. This is the best route. That's why it's so super important, like to get you a little digital food scale like this. They really come in handy. Like there's some people, like back when I did bodybuilding, this is where I learned about how effective this is, because it keeps you honest and it keeps things very consistent. If you notice that some weeks you lose weight, some weeks you don't, it's because you don't have consistency around how much you're actually eating, okay? But when you start measuring your food and you eat a consistent amount every single day, and you notice that your weight's going down, your weight's gonna go down consistently. It won't be jumps, it won't be spikes in like how much you weigh and how much, like whether you're losing or gaining, okay? It won't be like those big spikes because you're eating a consistent amount each and every day, okay? And that's how I got super ripped when I did bodybuilding. I had never seen my body as lean as it got, okay? It didn't happen like overnight, like in a week or two, but over the course of like 2 to 3 months, man, it was a day and night difference how ripped I was. I didn't even know my body could get that ripped. You know, I have coaching clients who were eating healthy for years. One of my coaching clients who stands out right now, who I'm thinking about, is Brandon Dix. This guy was literally struggling to lose weight for years. He had tried the Weight Watchers, he had tried the Atkins, he had tried the detox diets. And then I got him inside the coaching program, we started working together, and I told him, listen, one of the biggest reasons you haven't been losing weight isn't because of your work ethic. It's because you're lacking the structure and awareness of how much you're actually eating. So when he started measuring, and now this guy's down, like his first 3 months, he dropped a little over 20 something pounds. Now he's down, I think it's been 7 months, he's down over 60. And you see what I mean? And so it's like very, very important that you measure your food. But it is a means to an end though, because back when I did bodybuilding, I knew at some point I wasn't gonna bodybuild anymore, because I didn't wanna, you know, be measuring my food all the time, and I didn't care to be that ripped. Like, I was like sub 5% body fat back then. But I wasn't drinking any alcohol, I wasn't eating any of the foods I really enjoy eating. It was very stressful. And most folks who rock with my content, you're not trying to live your life like a bodybuilder anyway. And so, here's the thing. When I make my coaching clients their meal plans and all that stuff, I show them the portions, I show them the calories, I give them all that. They don't have to guess about it, but I still have them measure it. And the reason I still have them measure it is because when you know, without a doubt, how much you actually need to eat, you have clarity and confidence. Most folks fall off of their weight loss journey or fall back into their old ways because they just don't know if what they're doing is really right or not. They don't know if they're wasting their time. And so this is why, for a good 3, 6, no more than 12 months, just lock in and start measuring how much you're actually eating. And then as you're getting the results, you start to notice the patterns around, how much you're actually eating when you put it on a scale. You're gonna start noticing, like, okay, I'm eating this amount, right? And then once you start doing that after a certain period of time, you won't have to measure it anymore because you've gotten the results and you see the amount. At that point, you can start to guesstimate because you've seen the pattern, you've seen the amount of food that you're eating for long enough. Most folks, they just lose a little bit of weight, but they don't truly know how much they're eating. They're just eating healthy. And that's why their weight fluctuates the way that it does. And that can be really frustrating. And so you don't have to track your food and measure your food like this forever, like a bodybuilder. But I do recommend you do this for a good 3, 6, or even 12 months. That way you know without a reasonable doubt, this is how much I'm eating because I've been measuring it. And at that point, because you've been so consistent with eating certain foods, you know how much you're eating. So in my book called Gut to Abs, I have this rule in there called the Rule of 3. And the Rule of 3 is all about simplifying your life. What are your go-to proteins? I know my go-to proteins when it comes to breakfast. I'm either eating eggs, egg whites, or turkey sausage. I already know what I'm gonna eat, right? Same thing for my fruits. I know I'm either eating blueberries, strawberries, or kiwis. Like, these are my go-tos, or watermelon. Go-tos, right? Rule of 3, you need to have at least 3 of them. Same thing for like lunch and dinner. What are my go-to proteins for lunch and dinner? I'm either gonna do some sockeye salmon, some type of chicken, or maybe like New York strip steak, right? Those are my go-tos. And after you cycle through your go-tos and you measured your go-tos for a certain period of time, 3, 6, or 12 months, and you weigh it, after a certain point, you won't have to really weigh it anymore because you've seen it so many times, the portions, and you're like, oh man, this has been giving me the results. I just keep eating this amount. And this is how you make it from being just a meal plan to a lifestyle plan. It's a way of life. And then when you start to include new foods, you start to measure again because you want to make sure those portions are dialed in based on where you are, okay? And then the last thing, after you've weighed it out, the last thing is this. We talked about the calories, right? Knowing that. We've talked about weighing your food, knowing that. The last part is tracking, which I'll probably make a whole nother video on at some point, where you put your food, you're tracking your food inside of MyFitnessPal. There's other apps out there too, but I recommend my coaching class use MyFitnessPal. And you don't have to use the paid version either if you don't want to, but it allows you to see patterns. I know some people, they say, well, some days they feel bloated. Some days they have brain fog. Some days they're just, tired. There's certain foods that you're eating that cause you to feel that way. But if you're not tracking it in an app, like the foods that you're eating in an app like MyFitnessPal, even though you weighed it the right way, if you're not tracking it, you won't be able to be aware of the patterns that show up in your life from a health standpoint. Being tired all the time is a health part. That's a health concern. Having brain fog, health, right? So that comes down to the quality of the food that you're eating. And so it's not just about calories in, calories out. It's also the quality of the food that you eat. If you notice your quality of life isn't where you want it to be at, you're having high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes and sleep apnea, erectile dysfunction, all that kind of stuff, what are the qualities of the foods that you're eating? You need to start looking at food as, I need to not just know my calorie intake and measure and portions, but I need to make sure the quality of the food is right. And tracking it in MyFitnessPal allows for you to see those patterns day after day, week after week, month after month. And so you say, okay, cool, this is what I was eating when I felt my best. This is what I was eating when I felt lean and I didn't have no bloat. This is what I felt when my libido was like through the roof. And those patterns, they show you clues of success. And as a coach, I'm all about what are the success clues. Once we see what those things are, we keep doing more of those things. We don't want to, just be all over the place and wonder why our weight and energy is all over the place. You got to have structure. Structure equals freedom. Know your calorie intake, start measuring it, and start tracking it. Once you do these things, this is how you get the weight off and keep it off. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel. I'll be dropping more game about different other areas of nutrition, fitness, and mindset. And if you have questions, feel free to drop it down in the comments below. With that being said, we out of here. Let's get it.